Good day! This is Teacher Rowan. I'll be your guide in exploring Google Apps for education, for teaching and learning. In Google for Education, teachers can connect and collaborate easily while staying on task. It gives teachers the freedom to spend more time personalizing the learning experience and less time managing it. Students can learn essential skills such as 21st century problem solving, which they can use it in their future careers. As such, the accessibility features will also help and assist every learner to do their best work. Google offers different useful applications that we can use to connect education to technology. This will help our teachers as a 21st century educators to innovate and find ways on how to make teaching and learning more exciting, engaging, effective, and flexible to the demands of the society. Let's re-explore the education experience by discovering new angles to create, collaborate, and communicate as one. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, at para sa guro. Ang pagkatuto, huwag gawing komplikado. Sulong edukalidad.
Mabuhay! Isang mapagpalang araw sa ating lahat. Ako ang inyong lingkod, Tutor Madge. Welcome sa ating ETUlay, ang ating libreng online tutorial na hatid ng ating kagawaran ng edukasyon, ICTS EdTech. Ang programang ito ay inaasahang makatutulong at maging karagdagang kaalaman sa mga mag-aaral mula kinder hanggang senior high school, ALS, Alive, at SPED learners. Bukod sa pagsagot ng mga modules, ang ETUlay ay may mga special programs din na siguradong aabangan ninyo araw-araw. Katuwang ang ating mga minamahal na mga magulang at guro ay maitutulay natin ang pagkatuto. Kaya, ihanda na ang inyong module, lapis, papel o kwaderno. Ihanda rin ang isip, mata at tenga sa isa na namang makabuluhang aralin. Tayo nang matuto kasama ang inyong volunteer online tutor sa oras na ito.
Happy ETUlay Monday afternoon, senior high school students who are watching right now to learn more about General Chemistry 1. I am again Tutor Ann from SDO Las Piñas.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Tutor Abe from SDO Parañaque, and we are welcoming you all for the second quarter tutorial in General Chemistry 1. Week 2 na tayo, Tutor Ann, no? So,
Yes,
tulad ng last quarter, we are still hoping na yung pa rin yung target natin, matulungan namin kayo sa pagsagot ng inyong mga modules. Not only in General Chemistry 1, you can look for other subjects na ino-offer ng ETUlay tutorials sa mga sumusunod na platform. So you can visit in the Facebook page ng DepEd EdTech Unit, DepEd tayo, sa YouTube channel ng DepEd Philippines, DepEd EdTech Unit, and DepEd TV. And don't forget to share this link with the hashtag ETUlay Level Up, ETUlay ang bayanihan, para mas marami pa tayong makasama for today's tutorial. Tutor Ann?
like what you said, ETUlay Level Up. Dahil ETUlay Level Up ngayon, Tutor Abe, we are blessed na mauuhan tayo, na maimbitahan natin ang mga officials from SDO Cavite City. Good afternoon, Sir Regine Rex P. Tosco, EDD CID Chief, SDO Cavite City, and also Ma'am Madeleine Gatchalian, Education Program Supervisor in Science, from SDO Cavite City. Hello po, Ma'am Gatchalian and Sir Rex Tosco. Good afternoon po. Before I ask you some questions, if you have something to say to our learners po, sa mga nakikinig po ngayon.
Ayun, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Magandang hapon, Tutor Ann, Tutor Abe, sa mga learners na kasama natin ngayon, Sir Rex, at sa iba pang mga nanonood ngayong hapon ito sa inyong session. Magandang hapon.
Ayun po. Mamaya po will ask message po from Sir Rex Tosco kung ano po yung mga gusto niyo pong banggitin para sa mga learners natin nationwide. So, to start with po, I would like to ask po muna the education program. Ang bigat, no? Nakakatawa na may guest tayo, education program supervisor ng SDO Cavite City. Ma'am, I would like to know po, and also the viewers right now would like to also hear how do you utilize ETUlay programs po in your division?
Sa SDO Cavite City kasi, we send the links ng mga ETUlay, especially sa science, I would attest na nasa-send yung mga links na yan. And then yung mga MDL learners natin watch that video kung kailan sila free. And then talagang they are saying that they are being guided by the discussions doon sa mga session para tama nilang masagutan yung mga task na dapat nilang matapos for the week. And so naitutulay talaga nila yung
Yes,
mga
ETUlay.
aralin, yes. And then sa ODL naman, sa mga ODL naman natin, yung mga teachers naman in ODL, also share the link, pinapanood nila yun sa kanilang mga synchronous class. And then if ever there are questions from the students, ini-stop muna nila yung video, and then they try to answer kung ano man yung mga queries ng mga bata para mas lalong maintindihan nila yung mga lessons for
ODL po, ma'am, is online distance learning po.
Yes po, online distance learning. So pinapanood nila yun dun sa kanilang Google Classroom pagka meron silang session na talagang synchronous.
So,
in real
Tutor
time.
Abay, kapakipakinabang pala talaga tayo. Dati po kasi sineshare ko kay Tutor Abay na, pinapanood, sineshare, piniplay po to ng mga teachers daw. Sabi niya, ay, kapakipakinabang pala tayo. So, ayan, narinig namin po from you na ginagamit din po pala kami, charot, yung video. Ayan po.
Ginagamit talaga. And so, talagang yung advocacy ng ETUlay ay talagang nakakarating sa mga bata at natutulungan talaga.
So,
Based
ayan,
from the
salamat
term
po,
of
DepEd
ETUlay.
EdTech Unit for this project.
Yes, that's right.
So, Sir Rex Tosco, CID Chief, wow, ang sarap na mayroon tayong guest sa ating session, Tutor Abay, na mayroon tayong CID Chief
kaya
kasi
biiba ko
sila
ngayon.
po talaga ang nagpa-plan on how to really deliver the lesson, kung paano niya ma-implement ang distance learning sa kanilang division. So, sir, I want to hear po the audience also would like to hear from the CID Chief. What is your message po to teachers and learners po, not just in Cavite City but all over the Philippines as they use ETUlay programs po for their advantage?
Thank you, Tutor Ann. At this point, I would like to greet first our top management, our Schools Division Superintendent, Edgardo Militante, and our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Alona Ian Sanares, for allowing us to guest in your program for this afternoon. Of course, my counterpart, SGOD Chief Romeo Rosales, who is also doing an equally important matter at the moment. So, sir, kung nasan ka man. And to all the Caviteños of Ciudad de Cavite, and to the people watching nationwide, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Our unit, our Schools Division Office, particularly in the Curriculum Implementation Division, had been a follower of this intervention program. As we verge into the hybrid flexible learning, ETUlay has been revolutionary on its part. I believe in the power of this platform. Naniniwala kasi kami that the teaching learning process is not teacherless. It will require facilitators of learning. And in the cases of learners who lack home facilitators, ETUlay is there to reach them, to help them process yung learning na kinakailangan nila in everyday schedule nila sa kanilang distance learning or home-based learning. We are fervently hoping that this program is truly bridging more learners in this new normal setting. Napakaswerte ng mga batang nakakaengkwentro ng ganitong platform, which is tinatawag natin ETUlay. It is a free tutorial, imagine free tutorial, online tutorial, accessible to all types of learners regardless of ethnicity, gender, and kung ano yung kanilang katayuan sa kanilang mga buhay. Economic-wise, they can access this. And I am happy na ito ay repetitive, pwede nilang panoorin on their own pace. So hindi necessarily na synchronous na kailangan pakinggan niya yung guro one time, one shot. In their own time, they could simply revisit this link and then watch it. That is why I am very much into it, sending this to my fellow supervisors as supplementary to teaching to all of our teachers. And we are hoping that more learners and parents as well and guardians are reached by this intervention program devised by, of course, our agency itself. So thank you very much. You have been a big help for all of us in this time of pandemic. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you, sir. Nakakatawa
Thank you po,
marinig.
sir.
Kikilabutan ako.
Oo nga,
Ayun.
kinabutan din ako.
Thank you po, Sir Rex Tosco and Mama Delinga Chalian for saying yes to us na mag-guest sa amin to really promote this program kasi ang goal naman po natin dito, ang advocacy natin dito is to really reach yung mga students na kung hindi pa po nila naririnig to, through you po sa pag-promote po sa division niyo po ito, makakarating po sa mga learners, may ganitong program po pala. Sabi niyo nga po kanina, not teacherless. So gamit yung mga ETUlay programs na ito, itong mga yung video na available na nga, sabi nyo nga po, equally lahat sila pwedeng gumamit and also in their own time kung saan sila mas komportable, matututo sila. So salamat sir kasi nakita niyo yung perspective na yon at makikita rin, na i-open niyo yan, makikita po rin yan mga students natin. So hello po sa mga students sa Cavite National High School at sa lahat ng schools po sa Division of Cavite, Cavite City. Tama po.
Yes.
Ayun po. Salamat po for saying yes to this. Message niyo po sa mga students before we proceed po sa aming discussion po.
Ladies first. Ma'am Madi.
Sa mga estudyante po natin, panoorin niyo po ang ETUlay. Makakatulong po talaga ito sa inyo para mas maunawaan ang mga lessons natin every week. So, yun lang, basta gamitin natin itong platform na ito para maitawid po natin ang ating pag-aaral ngayong panahon ng pandemya. Yun po. Maraming salamat at mabuhay po tayong lahat. Keep safe, everyone. Yun lang po.
Okay.
And thank you for inviting us, ha. It's our pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In my part naman, of course, in behalf of the Schools Division Office, thank you for allowing us to enter your platform in this afternoon. We are encouraging our learners to use the ETUlay intervention program in order to help you with your everyday undertakings via distance learning. Isa ito sa mga kaganapan ng shared responsibility na sinasabi nga natin in a hybrid flexible form na excited kami na maging part and experiencing it as well. Thank you, Ms. Madi, for opening this opportunity for all of us to reach our learners, not only in Cavite City, but nationwide, to see the feasibility and the goodness of this program. Okay? So,
Ayun.
maraming salamat po and God bless everybody. Arriba, Ciudad de Cavite.
Wow.
And thank you sa mga people behind EdTech Unit. Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you po.
through this partnership po, I know mama-maximize po ang paggamit ng ETUlay program sa Cavite City. This is more than just a certificate, pero yung partnership na makakarating talaga to sa mga students, sobrang thankful po kami. Salamat po sa pag-attend. God bless po sa inyo.
God bless them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, sir.
Keep safe.
Ayun, o diba, Tutor Abay? Dahil jump pack tayo ngayon, Tutor
Narinig
Abay.
ko ulit yun,
So, dahil jump pack tayo, Tutor Abay, may mga guest tayo from SDO Cavite City and also may guest tayo from SDO Kidapawan. So dahil ETUlay level up na, itodo na natin to. We let us call our guest tutor for this afternoon. We are blessed to have with us a guest tutor from SDO Kidapawan, General Chemistry 1 teacher from Saniel Cruz National High School, Tutor Shaira Dano.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, senior high school students all over the Philippines. I am your guest tutor for this afternoon, and I am blessed to be given the opportunity to assist you in the learning, the lesson for this afternoon and this week.
Oh. Okay. Thank you, Tutor Shai, for saying yes
You're
maki-tutor
welcome
sa
po.
amin, sa mga students sa senior high school. Tutor Abay, let us have our presentation.
Okay. So nakikita na ba, Tutor Ann?
Yes, Tutor Abay.
Okay. So, start tayo no sa lagi nating ginagawa. So, feeling ko nasasanay na rin naman yung mga students natin. By the way, Tutor Ann, wala akong nakikita sa mga comments. So, kindly assist us na lang no kapag nagtanong tayo about sa mga lessons natin. At tatanungin din natin yung mga students natin. So, last week, tinanong natin yung mga students natin kung paano ba nai-improve nila ang sarili sa pamamagitan ng faith. So marami mga students nag-share ng answers. Ngayon naman, antayin natin yung answers ng mga students. How do you try to improve yourself when it comes to your health naman? So habang inaantay natin sila, Tutor Ann, probably I will be asking first si Tutor Shai. Tutor Shai, paano nga ba?
Yes.
Pwede ka bang mag-share?
Okay po. Para po sa akin, in order to improve, no, with when it comes to health, dapat matulog tayo ng maaga, no? Drinking a lot of fluid kasi kinakailangan talaga natin ang fluid sa ating katawan para gagana din yung brain cells natin sa lahat nating nagagawin. And kakain tayo, eating balanced diet para naman meron tayong enough nutrients para labanan yung mga virus at bacteria na kumakalat dito sa ating surroundings. So yun po, Tutor Abby and Tutor Ann.
Okay, Tutor Abay, before you answer, you give your own answer, basahin ko lang po, sagutin na Miguel Calvo Tanyola, daily workout and healthy eating habits po. Ganon din sabi ni Angelica, drink enough water, eat nutritious food, have enough sleep. Emmanuel Aclao, always hydrate. Sanchea Shatan, movement meditation. Uy, movement meditation. Aralin natin paano yung movement meditation. Diane Cubelo, sleeping early at night, regular communication with my family as well as regular moderate exercise. Okay, sabi ni Hans Paleo, sleep on time. Sabihan natin yung mga teachers din, sleep on time. Good afternoon, watching from EB Magalona National High School, DepEd tayo, Negros Occidental. Hello po. Minfa Cuba Alerta. Hello po sa
Hi
inyo.
po.
Fritz Casas, having healthy eating, sleeping early. Windel, good afternoon po. Marasigan, Parañaque National High School. Andrea de la Cruz, Consunji, Parañaque National High School. Tutor Abe, your answer po.
Okay. So para sa akin naman, kinonek ko na naman siya sa mental health. So parang nandun pa rin ako kung paano natin ma-maintain yung ating health. So para sa akin, avoid negativity sa buhay kasi madali tayong ma-stress, and kapag madali tayong ma-stress, bumababa yung ating immune system at malaki yung chance na magkasakit tayo. So dapat nandun pa rin yung considering our healthy mindset pa rin.
Okay, positivity naman ang sagot ni Tutor Abe. Sabi dito ni
Still,
Alfie John Apresa Monteron from Sanyel Cruz National High School. Student to ni na Tutor Shai. So hello sa mga students sa Sanyel Cruz National High School, Kidapawan City Division. Okay, so sabi dito po, we are celebrating the National Science and Technology Week, Department of Science and Technology, Aghamat Teknolohiya, Tugon sa Hamon ng Panahon. So we are celebrating that from November 22 to November 28. So let us participate, may mga activities na mga pwede nating salihan to really equip our students sa mga about science activities and science skills. For our objectives for quarter 2, week 2, our most essential learning competency are the following. Draw the Lewis structure of ions, draw Lewis structure of molecular covalent compounds, apply the Octet rule in the formation of molecular covalent compounds, and write the formula of molecular compounds formed by the non-metallic elements of the representative block. Ano daw ang haba? O i-unlock natin yan sa discussion natin this afternoon. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, to start with, we will be sending, I forgot, Direct Earl, kindly help us send this to our students po, na nasa comment section po. We will be sending in the comment section, the link po, in the chat, comment section, yes, And kindly wait for the link, or you may scan the QR code or click the link provided in the comment section. Again po, pahintay lang po. We will be sending the link na i-click nyo na lang for us to have a recall about the topic, preliminary pa about sa lesson natin. Again, let us just wait in the comment section. Okay, let's see. So while waiting po, good afternoon, Pinta Carmencita T, watching from Tagum National Trade School, Division of Tagum City. Hello po. Oh, Ma'am Shai, may nag-hello say, hello Ma'am Shai, gwapa hani mo, Ma'am. Uy, ewan ko kung
Wow.
tama yung pagkakabasa ko nun. And we have kumain ng masustansyang pagkain tulad ng gulay, umiwas sa pagkain ng junk foods po, maging positive-minded po, sabi ni Kerubin. So let us just wait. Tutor Abe, can you send the link sa comment section? Okay, tingnan ko din kung kaya ko rin mag-send. Ayan na. Okay, na-send na po ang link sa ating comment section. Kindly click the link and proceed to our recall. But I will be presenting po kung sino na ang mga nag-answer. So the questions in our review, okay, let us see kung sino-sino na. So lahat po ng students na nag-access po ng ating link, I will be sharing the tab. Let's review. Okay, let's review. Okay. Nape-present na po ba, Tutor Abe, sa screen?
Tutor Ann, nasa QR code pa
Ayan
rin
na po.
tayo.
Okay, nandito na po. Okay, so good afternoon sa lahat ng students natin na nag-a-access na po. Ito po yung mga sasagutin nyo. I know yung mga students natin ngayon ay nag-a-answer na, and I will be presenting sino-sino na ang mga nag-answer. So sa screen ko ngayon ay so far nagtatapos pa lang sila na mag-answer ng link na aking ibinigay, but I will be presenting the questions para sa mga learners naman natin na watching right now. Here are the questions that I prepared para sa lesson natin. Okay, so the first question is, what are the bonding electrons? Is it A, central atom, B, lone pairs, C, formula type, and D, bonding pairs? So hindi ko po ito i-click ngayon because our students are answering right now. I am just waiting for them to finish and submit their answers. May tatlong student na po na nagsasagot. Is it seen na in the screen? Okay, not yet. Okay, may tatlong students na po na nag-answer. So, but I will be reading the questions. So, what are the bonding electrons? And next, what are the unbonded electrons? Anong tawag naman sa mga unbonded electrons? Is it A, central atom, B, lone pairs, C, formula type, and D, bonding pairs? And next question would be, what is a letter description of the components of molecular compound? Okay, hinihintay ko lang po na makarami ang students na nag-a-answer, na nag-a-access. So mamaya I will be answering these questions. And lastly, what is usually the least electronegative atom with the lowest subscript in the molecular formula? Okay, may number 5 pa pala. What do you call to the representation of covalent bonding in which shared electron pairs are shown in either as lines or as pairs of dots between two atoms? Okay, let me just check kung ilan na po ang nag-answer. So there are students na nag-score ng 5/5. Nandito nag-answer na rin si Constantine from Parañaque City, si Fritz Casas from Las Piñas National High School, and si Angelica Gregorio also got 5 from Las Piñas National High School. Also, si Dayan Cobelo got 4, Fritz got 5, Constantine 5, Parañaque, Andrea de la Cruz 4, Hans Palileo 4, Angelica Gregorio 5, and so on. Marami pa pong students na nag-answer ngayon, but ayan, 11 students na yung nag-answer. Sina Alfie, si Windel, si Hannah, Fajardo, Ken Joshua, Angelica, Hans, Andrea, Constantine, Fritz, Dayan, Hana, ayan. Salamat po sa mga nag-participate. Now we will be showing the answers para naman sa mga na manonood nito asynchronously. So, what are the bonding electrons? So, nandun na yung term. So, bonding electrons, this is bonding pairs. So, ayan, pinakita na ang sagot ay bonding pairs. Next question is, what is letter description of the components of molecular compound? Letter description, mamaya po ito may encounter nyo sa lesson natin later. So that is what you call formula type. And next, we have what is usually the least electronegative atom with the lowest subscript in the molecular formula? What is usually the least electronegative atom with the lowest subscript? So yan ay tinatawag na central atom. Okay? And lastly, for question number 5, what do you call to the representation of covalent bonding in which shared electron pairs are shown either as lines or as pairs of dots between two atoms? So the answer in here is Lewis electron dot structure. Hindi na po ako nagtanong sa presentation natin dahil ayan naman po ay may didiscuss for at saka nasagutan nyo po dun sa link na ibinigay ko. So again, salamat po sa mga students na nag-answer, nag-participate. Tutor Abay.
Ayan, thank you so much, students. So keep on participating with our lesson kasi start pa lang tayo.
So ayan po ang ating mga ni-recall, formula type, central atom, lone pairs, and bonding pairs. And I want you to remember this, lalo na yung nasa illustration kasi gagamitin natin yan later. Okay.
Okay, so thank you, Tutor Ann and Tutor Abe, for the quick review of the previous lesson. So this afternoon, we will unlock new topic, which is all about the Lewis structure. So, ano nga ba ang Lewis structure? Ang Lewis structure is a representation of the covalent bonding in which shared electron pairs are shown either as lines or as pairs of dots between two atoms. And lone pairs are also shown as the pairs of dots on individual atoms. So dito sa ating Lewis structure, dito natin makikita ang illustration or representation kung saan nag-draw tayo ng mga dots or mga lines, either single bond, double bond, or triple bond. These three types of bonds will differ kung ilang valence electrons ang na-join or na-pair sa iisang atom. Next, please. When drawing the Lewis structure of ions, the concept of valence electron shows how many electrons does the atom has in its outer shell. So, paano nga ba natin malalaman kung ilang valence electrons meron ang isang atom or a specific atom? Sa paggamit natin ng ating periodic table, which was designed and arranged organizedly by Dmitry Mendeleev, gagamitin natin ang periodic table para makita natin ang number of valence electrons na nasa atom. For example, meron tayong hydrogen atom sa ating periodic table, right? So, ang ating hydrogen has 1 valence electrons. Ma'am, paano yun? Kasi ang ating hydrogen atom is na-belong doon sa group 1 ng ating periodic table. Again, take note. The number of valence electrons is equal to the group number of an atom in the periodic table. So, si hydrogen, merong isang valence electron, so meron siyang isang tuldok or 1 dot. Another example, meron tayong carbon atom. There are 4 valence electron ang ating carbon. So therefore, meron siyang 4 na tuldok. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And last example, ang ating oxygen atom. So ang ating oxygen atom, meron siyang 6 kasi it belongs to group 6 in our periodic table. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, ang ating oxygen atom merong 6 dots.
Okay. Wait lang, Tutor Shai ha. Yung ano ko, Yung,
Okay
yung mga
lang po.
tuldok ayaw makisama. Okay.
Okay, so meron tayong 6 valence electrons ang ating carbon atom, oxygen atom rather. So this can illustrate the number of electrons that ion can donate or the number of electrons the ion has to gain to become stable. If ever na merong unstable ang ating atom, merong specific atom na mag-share sa kanyang valence electron para maging stable ang isang atom. So the stability of an atom follows the octet rule, which was formulated by Gilbert Lewis. So this Leeds or Lewis electron dot structure was named after him since siya yung nag-develop, siya yung nag-discover ng ating Lewis dot structure and octet rule. Next po. So ano ang ibig sabihin ng octet rule? Kung sa math, meron tayong octagon, di ba? Octagon is a shape having 8 sides. So, pwede natin siya ma-relate dito sa ating octet rule, which means that the tendency of an atom to form bonds until it is surrounded by 8 valence electrons. So, ang octet rule, there are sharing of electrons, pero dapat sisiguraduhin natin na stable siya having 8 valence electrons. Okay, so pakikinggan natin si Tutor Abby sa iba't ibang steps kung paano natin gagawin ang ating
Okay,
Lewis
bago Tutor Abe yan, I will be reading some comments muna in the comment section. Good afternoon po from 11 STEM Jerica Arca and also si Kyle Danica Relampagos. Good afternoon. Grade 12 STEM students watching from Sanyal Cruz National High School, Kidapawan City. Si Christopher Dinmaano and also si Jelly Sariol, also from Sanyal Cruz National High School, Kidapawan City. And may nag-hi sa'yo dito, Ma'am Eric Sabado. Good afternoon po, watching from Sanyal Cruz National High School, Kidapawan City Division. So salamat po sa mga nag-a-avail po ng free online tutorial from Sanyal Cruz National High School. Yes, Tutor Bay, you may proceed po.
Okay. So, start na tayo sa the steps in drawing the LEDs. Kasi sabi nga natin, it's going to be easy for us to write or to draw the LEDs or the Lewis electron dot structure kung magpa-follow tayo ng steps or yung mga dapat nating tandaan para naman ma-perfect natin yung mga concepts in relation to Lewis electron dot structure. So sabi rito, we have to write the skeletal structure of the compound using the chemical symbols of the elements involved in the reaction. I know Chutis, familiar na kayo sa mga elements together with a symbol kasi yun yung gagamitin natin to represent the Lewis electron dot structure. Kanina, diniscuss na ni Tutor Shai na kailangan nating i-represent yung electron with the use of the dot. So, depende kung saang group number siya kasali or kasama para ma-identify natin ilang bang tuldok or ilang dots ba ilalagay natin doon sa element or around doon sa symbol ng element. So, sabi rito, the one with the least number of atoms in the compound is generally the central atom. Usually, the hydrogen and elements in the halogen group occupy the terminal position of the Lewis structure. So siguro mas magiging madali sa inyo kung meron tayong hawak na periodic table para makita ninyo yung mga elements no na usual na ginagamit natin para at least alam niyo na ito pala nasa group 1 siya so isang dot lang to kasi isang electron lang meron ang representation niya. So dito sabi kanina rin binanggit no na nagkaroon tayo ng representation of single band, double band, triple band. Depende kung pwede pa nating i-connect. And as long as mas magiging stable yung elements natin, so mas strong kasi, no, Tutor and Tutor Shai, mas stronger kasi ang band kapag mas marami siya. So single band, double band, and triple band. So si triple band, yung strongest type of band yan. So as much as possible, kung kaya natin i-achieve yung triple band, yun yung i-achieve natin. Pero kung hindi naman, wala namang problema doon.
Depende yun sa structure, sa chemical structure, yes.
Mm-hmm. So, we have, sinabi rin kanina, no, complete the octets of the atoms bonded to the central atom. So, mamaya makikita ninyo, there are some examples that we will be providing to you para makita ninyo paano nga ba natin ilalagay or i-connect yung mga dots na yon or the electrons itself. Okay, so sabi nga kanina, di ba, octet rule, kailangan lang naman ng elements or the central atom together with the attached atoms to achieve the 8 valence electron for them to be stable. So lagi niyong tatandaan, cuties, no? 8 valence electron ang kailangan ng ating mga elements or compound para masabi nating stable sila. Kasi yun lang naman ang pangarap ng mga compound for them to be stable, no? Achieving the
Pangarap.
8 valence electron. May singit lang. Okay, so the same exception goes with the atom with less than 4 electrons because when all the valence electrons are bonded, it will not attain the rule of having 8 electrons surrounding the central atom. So ganito yan, cuties. Although, sinabi namin sa inyo na yung octet rule ay must have 8 valence electron, may mga instances na hindi naman ma-achieve yung 8 valence electron. Meron kasi tayong binabang or meron kasi tayong particular topic that will explain the exception to the octet rule. Ibig sabihin, hindi na-achieve yung 8 valence electron, okay lang kasi kasama sila sa mga example of compounds na compound na sila and yet they did not achieve the 8 valence electron kasi nga exception to the octet rule. Lagi naman may exception sa rule, Tutor Ann, no? So sa chemistry meron
ba
din
yan?
exception.
Okay.
Ayan.
Bago yan,
Okay.
Tutor Abage, shout out po sa ating program head sa senior high school, Tutor Tony Antonio Maypa. Nagko-comment siya at nanonood siya sa atin ngayon. Salamat
Hi,
po, Tutor
Tutor
Tony,
Tony.
for allowing us and for allowing Tutor Shai na mag-guest sa amin ngayon para makatulong din sa distance learning sa mga students natin sa senior high school, taking up General Chemistry 1. Yes.
Okay.
Tutor
So,
Abing, for
dito,
number 3.
cuties, thank you, Tutor Ann. In some cases, if the central atom did not meet the octet rule, adding a double bond or triple bond can be tried to figure out the best configuration. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, cuties, no? Kung halimbawa, pwede pa naman natin i-connect yung mga electrons around them, mas maganda kung mas maraming bond tayo makukuha. I will just be giving you a very particular example dito para lang makita ninyo, okay, ganun pala yun, ma'am. Kung pwede pang i-connect, connect lang natin ang connect. Okay? So, let's say we have
ang
nitrogen
goal is
gas.
mag-follow ng octet rule. Yes.
Oo, 8 valence electrons. So try natin si nitrogen, no? Nitrogen belongs to group 5. So meron siyang 5 dots or 5 electrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? Dalawa yung nitrogen natin. So meron na naman tayong isang nitrogen dito. Ganun din, ikot lang natin yung electrons or the dots. So that would be the representation of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ngayon, cuties, ang gagawin natin, yung dot ng first nitrogen natin, connect lang natin dun sa dot ng ating second nitrogen. Connect lang natin yan. Ayan. Connect ko yan. Ito i-connect ko. Cuties, wag mag-alala ha. Pwede natin itong adjust. Pinakita ko lang sa inyo na i-connect natin siya, pero ulitin natin siya. Para mas makita natin yung proper representation of that. So kasi dito nakita natin, this dot, and yung dot din na to, the electron rather, is now bonded. So dalawa na ang bilang natin dyan. So 2 na yan. So 2, 4, then another bond dito, 6 na siya. Plus meron pa rito kay nitrogen na tinatawag natin na lone pair. Ito yung hindi natin na connect or hindi natin na partner sa isa pang electron. Ang tawag natin dyan ay lone pair. So if I am going to redraw this one, it's going to be this way. Nitrogen plus the triple bonds, tapos yung nitrogen, tapos lagay lang natin yung lone pair. Inulit ko lang para mas maganda naman yung representation ng ating compound.
Tutor Abe, share
dito,
ko lang,
pinakita ko
may mga students,
Yes.
na nagpapasa, nagsasubmit ng mga drawing nila na ganito sa unang drawing mo, which is okay lang yon, medyo magulo, pero kung pwedeng ayusin naman yung illustration para mapakita yung triple bond, mas maganda. Pero still, that's accepted kasi pinapakita niyo yung sharing ng, yung from one electron to another, nakalink siya, may line bond.
Okay. So, yun nga, na-tutoran yung mga students natin. Try nyo lang yan hanggang sa masasanay na kayo magbilang ng electrons. Basta ang target natin, 8 valence electrons. So, kung kaya pang i-connect para mas maging 8 valence electron or ma-achieve yung 8 valence electron, go lang, connect nyo lang. Pero hanggang triple bands lang ha. Single band, double band, and triple bands. Okay, so let's try to have this example now. So makikita nyo rito, cuties, na meron tayong representation of NF3. So si nitrogen ngayon ang ating magiging central atom kasi siya lang naman yung mag-isa. Pero tutor, unshare ko lang, no? Yung other way for us to determine the central atom is getting the covalency number. So ibig sabihin, kung sino yung merong mas mataas na covalency number, yun ang ating susundin. Let's say for example, si nitrogen ay meron ng 5 electrons. So meron na siyang 5 electrons. Ibig sabihin, ilan na lang ba ang kulang ni nitrogen para maging ma-achieve yung 8 valence electrons? 'Di ba kulang na lang siya ng 3. Si fluorine naman ay meron na siyang 7 electrons. So ibig sabihin, isa na lang ang kulang ni fluorine. So ibig sabihin, kung sino yung may mataas na covalency number ang tawag natin dito, ilan pang electrons ang kulang niya or ang kailangan niya para ma-achieve yung 8 valence electron. Kung sino may mataas na covalency number, siya ang magiging central atom natin. So dito, si nitrogen ang ating central atom na pinakita naman dito sa ating figure. So dito class, cuties, meron tayong single bond na ginamit for them to be stable. So, 7 kasi si fluorine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tapos yung isa, kinonect natin kay nitrogen for them to be 8. So, kapag binilang niyo yung mga electrons together with a single bond, 8 na ngayon ang ating attached atoms, pati yung ating central atom with the lone pair, no? Kasama pa rin siya sa bilang natin. So, no need for step 3 because it has met already the octet rule. Ibig sabihin, hindi na natin kailangan maglagay pa ng double band or triple band kasi sa single band pa lang na-achieve na yung stability na 8 valence electrons.
Rule. Okay, let us have an example para makapag-try.
Sige, let's try.
Tutor
Based
Shai.
on our, yes, thank you, Tutor Abby and Tutor Ann. Based from our first example, we have the water molecule, H2O. And we will identify our atoms that are present. So we have hydrogen and oxygen. So first, we will, hanapin muna natin yung kung sino sa kanila ang central atom natin. So in this case, in this example, klarong-klaro na si oxygen atom, yung central atom natin, since siya yung may least na number of atoms. Okay? So the valence electrons of our oxygen atom, it has a 6, right? Bakit 6 bang? Kasi it belongs to group number 6 in our periodic table. So maglagay tayo ng 6 na mga tuldok. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. While ang ating hydrogen naman, meron tayong isang valence electron based sa group, since belong siya sa ating group 1 sa ating periodic table. So si H merong isang tuldok. Since dalawang hydrogen ang meron sa water molecule, maglagay tayo ng isang hydrogen na meron ding isang valence electron. Now, tingnan natin si central atom kung na-follow niya ba yung ating octet rule. So let's count the dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So therefore, kulang pa ng dalawang valence electron. So anong gagawin natin? Yung valence electron ng ating hydrogen atom will pair or will combine, will bond to our oxygen. So therefore, 7 na yung valence electron ng ating oxygen. Para mag-8, since kulang pa ng isa, yung other valence electron ng ating isa pang hydrogen atom will bond to the oxygen atom. So, let's count if na-achieve ba natin yung octet rule. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, may 4 na dots. Then, merong isang single bond dito sa left. Meron itong dalawang tuldok. So, therefore, it counted as 2. No? And another in the right, meron tayong dalawa. So therefore, we have 8 valence electrons sa ating water molecule. So therefore, na-achieve natin yung octet rule. Okay, for the next example, Tutor
Thank you,
Abby.
Tutor Shai. Okay, so dito cuties, no, kung mapapansin ninyo, yung dot ko rito ay nahiwalay pa rito. Pwede nyo i-adjust yung representation. So pwedeng ganyan na siya. Oxygen, then hydrogen. Tapos pagsamahin nyo na yung dalawang dots para mas madali siyang bilangin. So mas kitang-kita na 2, 4,
Para yun.
6, and 8.
Excuse me
Okay.
po. So, para din yun, ma'am, sa mga, meron tayong mga students na mga perfectionist, no? So, gusto nila tingnan na perfect talaga yung structure ng kanilang water molecule.
Oo. So tama naman, Tutor Shine. At saka mas madali nga siyang makita. I mean,
Mabilang.
walang tuldok na maliligaw, no? Mas madali natin siyang
Yes.
mabibilang. Pero itong structure na to, meron pa siyang mas magandang structure, which is the one that we will be discussing naman next week. So molecular geometry.
Wow.
So ibig sabihin, ipapakita natin kung saan natin dapat talaga ilagay yung mga attached atoms around dun sa central atom. So that would be our next topic for ETUlay tutorials natin. Okay, so may example naman, is another example is this one. I think it's going to be easier kasi sabi nga natin kanina, sabi ni Tutor Shai, no, madaling ma-determine yung central atom natin kung isa lang siya, tas banded siya with higher than, more than 2 number of atoms. So kita na natin agad dito, although you can still follow the covalency number yung ginawa natin kanina. Pero dito, carbon will be our central atom, belongs to group 4, kaya meron siyang 4 na dots or 4 na electrons. Then, syempre, meron tayong 4 na hydrogen. All we have to do is to connect it. So, around lang, no? Ikot natin para naman kita natin yung distance nila. So, ayan. So, hindi siya tumama. Sorry naman.
Baka maraming perfectionist na nanonood.
Oo. Kaya ko siya
Ordinary.
in-erase kasi
Okay
baka
lang
mamaya
yan.
bilangin nyo yung bilangin nyo yung, ayan, sana naman makasama ito sa akin.
O, di ba?
Okay, habang sinusulat ko, pwede bang, Tutor Ann, meron bang siya nagpapa-shout out?
Yes,
Sige.
marami.
Habang
Dito.
drawing mo ang Lucy that structure. Good afternoon, Roy Wapanyo, grade 12 STEM student watching from Sanyel Cruz. Salamat po sa mga students from Sanyel. So, hindi lang Parañaque National High School at Las Piñas National High School na nanonood yan. Meron na from
Madami
Sanyel
na.
Cruz National High School. Salamat at sana consistent kayong manood ng ETUlay tutorial. Yes, Tutor Abay? O, di ba?
Tutor Ann, so, talaga sinisave ako ng mga students no? Pag na-struggle ako dito, nandiyan ang aking mga students. Okay, so dito class, nakita niyo na, no? 8 valence electrons, so na-achieve agad yung octet rule kasi meron siyang 8 valence electrons. Don't worry about hydrogen, ha? Si hydrogen kasi kailangan niya lang ng 2 electrons para siya ay maging stable. Okay, so for this one, Tutor Ann, pakita lang natin dito, no? Na si fluorine, kaya siya may charge na negative 1 kasi kulang siya ng isang electron for the fluorine to be stable. Kaya meron siyang charge na F negative 1.
Okay, watching from Dagupan, ES San Mateo South District Division of Isabela. Hello. Hello po Ma'am Annalisa Marcos Abalos. Natutuwa kami kapag nakakita kami ng mga malalayong lugar. Kasi malayo na yung nare-reach ng ETUlay tutorial ng GenChem. So dahil konti na lang yung oras na natitira, bibilis ako na po ang pagdi-discuss on writing the chemical formula of molecular compound. So in writing the chemical formula of molecular compound formed by non-metallic elements, kung naaalala niyo po, na-discuss ito ni Tutor Abay sa quarter 1 natin, prefixes are used to identify the number of atoms. And the following are the prefixes used in writing the chemical formula. We have mono for 1 atom, di 2, tri 3, tetra 4, penta 5, halatang nagmamadali ako, hexa 6, hepta 7, octa 8, nona 9, and deca 10. So, ito po ang ina-attach natin. Kaya nga prefix siya sa before the name of the atom siya i-attach. So, next slide po. So, in writing the chemical formula, use the Greek prefixes as a guide to determine the number of atoms of each element. For example, we have tetraphosphorus hexasulfide. Tetra, which means 4, 4 na phosphorus at 6 na sulfide. So the chemical formula will be P4S6. So this is just a review dahil na i-discuss naman to ng kaunti noong quarter 1. And then let us try diphosphorus pentoxide. Mabilisan lang dahil kukunti na lang oras natin for this diphosphorus pentoxide. Kindly type in your answer po sa ating chat box. What is the chemical formula of diphosphorus pentoxide? Okay, while waiting for our students to answer, the diphosphorus pentoxide, shout out pa rin tayo. Shout out kay Jennifer Tomas Regala, happy birthday noong November 18. So ayan, may pa-shoutout lagi. Kapag wala pang comment, mag-shoutout tayo. So
Oo nga, may
phosphorus
birthday din pala ng
pentoxide.
friend ko, si Kenny Omega.
Okay,
Happy
happy birthday
birthday.
Kenny Omega. Happy birthday Jennifer Tomas
Ingitera.
Regala, paulit-ulit. Sabi ni Ken Joshua
Ayan.
Jektin P205. So ayan, okay, correct si Ken Joshua Jektin for answering. Next is phosphorus trichloride. Okay, Fritz Casas answered P205. Phosphorus trichloride, kindly try to answer that. Okay, sabi ni Francis Elijah from Las Piñas National High School, Maine. So, P205. Next one po, phosphorus trichloride. Phosphorus
Sorry.
trichloride, we have, di ba, si Tutor Tony, phosphorus trichloride, diphosphorus pentoxide. Salamat, Tutor Tony, for answering. Also, si Edward Bagay nag-answer din ng PCl3, that is for the phosphorus trichloride.
Ayan.
So, hello, Jasmine Apostol, Ma'am Ann, pa-shoutout po. Hello, Jasmine, see you soon. Jerichel, may pa ganun. Jerichel Abadines, P205, Mac Joven, Bilaos, PCL3, Fritz Casas, di ba, si Tutor Tony, hindi lang talaga sa Earth and Life Science magaling, kundi sa chemistry din. And si Mark Gian Abejero, si Dayan Cobelo, Miguel Calvo Tanyola, Emmanuel Andrea Manlolo, Emmanuel Aclau, Windel, and Jerichel. Next number po is
Okay.
dinitrogen tetroxide. Nagmamadali tayo kasi OT na tayo. Dinitrogen tetroxide. Ano po ang ating answer sa dinitrogen tetroxide? Sabi ni Edward Bagay, N2O3. Okay, tetroxide. When you say tetro or tetra, okay, so that is 4. Yes, so sabi ni Ken Jactin, Edward Bagay, Miguel Calvo Tanyola, Angelica Gregorio, Mac Joven, Bilaos, Sanchea, nag-answer din siya para sa kanina. Okay, so tama naman ang mga answer nila, Tutor Abay, N204.
Yes.
Si Emmanuel Aclau and Justin Almalves and Francis Elijah, Charlotte, Antonio Maypas, Tutor Tony. Thank you for answering, Dayan. So next po is naming chemical formula of molecular compound. In naming molecular compounds, for the first element, the pattern is Greek prefix plus element's name. For the second element, Greek prefix plus element's name plus stem plus IDE. Stem name plus IDE. Note that the mono is generally omitted. Inatanggal na po siya, usually. Pero for common names like carbon monoxide, so nasanay na tayo na may mono yon. So generally, omitted na siya. So next slide po for our practice. Let us try. Napakita na. Kunyari, hindi nyo nakita. What is the name of N2O3? What is the
Ayan,
name
sobrang
of N2O3?
pagmamahal ko sa kanila.
Dahil bigay mo kaagad.
Binigay ko na yung sagot.
Ang IQ mo ngayon. Tutor Shai, hello po. May mga students po tayo, Tutor Shai, na mga nagpa-participate. Salamat po sa pag-encourage sa kanila na mag-attend. N2O3,
Always, yan ma'am.
yes,
Mag-attend
thank you.
sila.
Sana Tutor Shai, lagi-lagi na
Hanggang
silang
matapos.
manood kasi para sa kanila naman ito.
Yes po, i-require ko talaga sila na mag-join talaga po.
Okay.
Sa ating
I-require. I-poll na yan. Sino nanood? Charot. Miguel Calvo Tanyola, dinitrogen trioxide. Simon Paddu. Yes, ang bilis.
Paddu.
Tutor. Dayan Paddu.
Oo
Dayan, Tibelo, Simon,
Charlotte.
Paddu, Charlotte, Fritz Casas, Yuan, Angela, Andrea, Windel, Justin, and Jerichel, and yung mga Dayan, Miguel, Angelica, Edward, Ken. Ang next naman po tayo, SF6. Malapit na po tayo. Sorry po at OT kami. Kulang talaga ang oras para sa tutorial. SF6. Okay. For SF6, ano po ang answer ng mga students
Thank you,
natin?
Tutor
What's the
Tony, for
name?
answering.
Meron na
Miguel
may
Calvo
answer,
Tanyola,
ma'am.
sulfur hexafluoride.
Yes.
Edward Bagay, sulfur hexafluoride. Angelica, ganun din. Sulfur hexafluoride. And ganun din si Simon Patdu. So may mga names na bago sa aking paningin ha. So ibig sabihin may mga new attendees tayo for quarter 2. For PCL5, sige po, let us answer PCL5. Okay, PCL5. Sabi ni na Andrea, nag-answer sila sa sulfur hexafluoride. Now let's proceed with PCl5. What is P? Okay, sabi ni Edward Bagay, phosphorus pentachloride. Yung mga students natin, kapag consistent po kayo na-attend, we are giving certificates po for those students who are consistently attending. Ken Joshua Jectin, Dayan
Joshua
Tubelo,
Jectin.
phosphorus pentachloride. Natuto na kayo, may certificate pa kayo, o di, OG ba?
True.
Paano ba yan? Hindi ko kaya. Okay. Phosphorus
Tawa na, no?
pentachloride, sabi ni Fritz Casas.
Okay.
Okay. Ayan na, muli. Ay, wala pa pala.
Wala
So,
pa.
for quarter 2, week 3, Tutor Shai, thank you before we end this session. Thank you for saying yes, and we hope na ma-invite ka
Yes
ulit
po,
namin
Tutor.
sa Recognition Week. Pasok ka po sa amin sa Recognition
Yes po.
Week para mabigyan ka rin po ng recognition for guesting para maging tutor this week for quarter
Wow.
2, week 2.
Thank you po,
Okay.
Tutor Ann and Tutor Abby.
Na,
Thank you
before
so
I
much,
read
Shai.
this, before we do our spiel dito po sa aming muli, gusto na muna namin ko magbigay ng short message lang po para sa mga students natin.
Okay, so maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga students no na nag-attend at nag-join sa ating DepEd ETUlay. Naway ipagpatuloy niyo ito kasi napakalaking tulong ito sa lahat, lalong-lalo na sa panahon ngayon na we are in the pandemic era, no? Kinakailangan talaga natin ang gabay pa rin ng ating mga tutors and at the same time, laban lang tayo. Thank you
Okay,
po.
Fritz Casas, laban lang, and Francis
Laban
Elijah.
lang sa internet connection.
Okay, Tutor Abe, for quarter 2, week 3, we'll have next week molecular geometry. So, just be ready with, i-memorize nyo lang. I know na i-discuss sa inyo itong molecular geometry. Ma-recall lang ninyo yung mga lessons about molecular geometry. And we have our team Mahusay to help us. So, this is for second quarter na, first semester, second quarter. The team Mahusay is helping us para sa ating distance learning sa iba't ibang subjects po ay pwede po kayong matulungan. For your feedback, Tutor Abe?
Okay, so we are open. We are actually open for any suggestions, comments, concerns about the improvement of the ETUlay, or if you are appreciating the segment that you are watching, so pwede rin kayo mag-leave doon ng inyong mga comments. So pwede nyo itong screenshot, chutis, para makuha ninyo yung QR code and maibigay nyo sa amin ang inyong mga gustong iparating.
Muli, ayan na. Muli, thank you po for
Okay.
attending.
Meron
So
pa
we
up next.
have up next, Tutor Kath and Tutor Zai for Media Information Literacy, and Tutor Wendy and Tutor Eric for General Biology 1. So muli, next slide please.
Muli. Excited sa muli. Okay.
So I'm giving way muna kay Tutor Sai. Muli, Tutor Sai from, ako na mag-introduce, ay magsabi. Muli, Tutor Sai from SDO Kidapawan from Sanyal Cruz National High School. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. Tutor Abe, you're muli.
Muli, I'm Tutor Bay from SDO Paranaque. Sama-sama nating itulay ang pagkatuto.
And I am Tutor Ann from SDO Las Piñas. Sama-sama nating itulay ang bayanihan para sa mga batang Pilipino. Maraming salamat po. God bless.
Thank you po.
Thank you so
everyone.
much. Thank you, Tutor Shai.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag ETUlay Level Up. Huwag aalis ha, dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan. Dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!